Traditional homemade Ghanaian pepper sauce, shito. This is a traditional pepper sauce that is popular in Ghana. The sauce has been a wonderful companion for boarding school students and still is. It has also been the most renowned hot sauce in most Ghanaian homes and abroad. It is used to serve rice, fried rice, jollof rice, boiled and fried yam or sweet potatoes, gari or eba, wake, or what is known as rice and beans cooked together, spring rolls, all the roast dinners from kebabs to all the steaks, roast potatoes, and many other dishes. It can be served on the sides of many dishes aside from those stated above. Its rich taste, flavors, or aroma are well noticed in any environment this sauce is cooked in and used. This preserved hot pepper sauce, shito, is not just a hot chili sauce. It is highly nutritious and healthy as well when considering the ingredients used. If you are allergic to any ingredients in this recipe, we suggest you wait for alternative versions providing substitutes such as a plant protein source for those ingredients such beans, seeds, and nuts, aside from the smoked shrimp, herring, and fish power. The sauce is often made with dried smoked fish, smoked herring, or smoked shrimp powder as its main protein source with other ingredients. In this series, I have chosen smoked barracuda fish fillet powder. However, the vegetarian versions are also developed and produced, which taste the same as the ordinary fish, herring, and shrimp powder shito sauce. In other versions of this same shito, we would learn how to combine the fish and shrimp powder, which also gives the sauce a special flavor and taste, and explore it with a plant protein sauce and fish, herring, or shrimp as other versions. Whatever plan or choice of fish, herring, or shrimp powder you chose, the better the taste and flavors or aromas and taste of this mysterious Ghanaian pepper sauce will be. This is a common popular sauce in Ghana and worldwide, yet making this sauce can be a challenge, as certain procedures must be followed right away. I started learning how to cook this sauce with the guidance of Mum out of curiosity. This curiosity began in 1987, and from 1992 onwards, I started cooking shito on my own. Later, we explored the method for some commercial purposes. At some stage, we began exploring the method in various ways for personal and specific use. When we began understanding how the method works, we began adding more variations to the main existing traditional method. At some stage, we will prepare a vegetarian version using beans, lentil, nuts, and seeds in place of fish products. If you are allergic to fish, we suggest you hang in there a bit, as we might showcase a vegetarian version of this special sauce. Again, in this series, I have chosen barracuda fillet fish powder due to its unique texture, taste, and flavor when used to cook this sauce. Bay leaves version is also developed, which might be made available at some stage. Note that we are not promoting products as ingredients, nor are we saying some products are better than the others. That is not what we are doing. We are listing items based on what has produced a delicious sauce. Dorica tomato paste does the trick for this sauce. The tomato paste does not put much pressure on the remaining ingredients such as the fish products. But remember that concentrated tomato paste also affects cooking greatly. For example, too much concentrated tomato in jollof rice will make the rice look tough and brittle. Ezekiel 47, verse 12. And by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side, shall grow every fruitful tree for food, whose leaf shall not fall, neither shall its fruit be lacking. It shall bring forth mature fruit in its months, because their waters come forth out of the sanctuary, and its fruit shall be for food, and its leaf for medicine. Amen. Ingredients: 1. 80 to 100 gram dry smoked barracuda fillets fish powder. 2. Shrimp Maggi tablets. This is optional. 3. 3 ground large onions, do not add water yet chop into pieces and grind. 4. 8 to 10 tablespoonful ground fresh ginger. Do not use already made ginger paste, use fresh hot gingers. 5. 400 gram fresh chopped tomatoes. Do not use tomatoes that collect too much water. 6. 1 tablespoon all-purpose spices that may include celery seeds, dried rosemary, thyme, cloves very important, anise seed very important. Grains of selim or negro pepper is very important for this sauce, few peppercorn. 7. 5 tablespoonfuls sunflower cooking oil, 1 for starter. 8. 450 ml rapeseed or sunflower oil for the main shito. 9. 3 tablespoon finely chopped fresh onions. 10. 4 to 5 tablespoonful very hot pepper or chili powder. 11. 1 teaspoonful iodate salt. 12. 210-gram concentrated tomato paste. Eureka is the best choice. 13. Preservatives. The long lifespan of the shito on the shelves, yet optional. A few drops of saltpeter or bicarbonate of soda would help to reduce the acidic content and the taste of the fresh and tomatoes paste, and to improve the taste of the shito. This would also provide some automatic darkening to boost the real color of the shito and prolong shelf life. 14. You will need a clean 200-gram each bottle jar with a metal or plastic lid to store the shito. 15. Aluminum foil to cut out to seal the bottle before covering with the lid to store the shito so it ensures proper preservation. A special note, except for the juices of the fresh ginger, onions, and the fresh tomatoes, no water should be added to the mixture, as this is a dry hot pepper sauce. Do not add vinegar as a way of preserving the sauce, as this would increase the acidic content of the shito, and this can alter the taste and flavor of the shito. It would be better to use a mill grinder or earthenware to grind the ingredients. Using a blender would require you to add water, which would prolong the cooking time. You would need a solid, heavy, broad-bottomed cooking pan, preferably a very high-quality non-stick cooking pot that has a solid, heavy bottom to cook this shito. Besides, I suggest not using any chicken products like oils used to fry chicken or meat products. This would cause gelatinization, introducing some meat or chicken fats into the shito to cause it to become dull, creating fat formation, especially during cold seasons, and reducing shelf life. When this happens, it would demand heating of the shito when in need of use, which is not necessary, as the sauce is made for use without heating. Do not add meat to this sauce to store in containers, as this reduces the shelf life. Serve the sauce separately with meat. This practice also allows you to store your sauce in the fridge where you store cooling drinks, and the sauce stays there without becoming dull. Methods for cooking the shito. 1. Ensure all the ingredients are measured into bowls ready for you to pick and start cooking so you are not found wanting. Also, ensure you wash the ginger and chop into pieces and grind. First, grind all the dry ingredients and pour them into bowls. For clues, see the photo marked EKENA about this procedure. 2. Pour the 5 tablespoonfuls of oil into the heavy pan and add in 2 tablespoonfuls of the finely chopped onions, and reduce the heat a bit so they fry to cook the onions until they are golden brown to see the photo marked EHEKU. Ensure the onions turn golden brown, whereby all juices have been extracted from the onions, as this supports the preservation of the shito so it does not collect moisture while the shito is in the container during storage. This practice increases the storage lifespan of the shito. If your fresh tomatoes are very sour, then it means the acid content of the tomatoes is very high. In that case, I suggest seeing item number 13 of the list of ingredients for some suggestions. Once the onion turns golden brown, the sizzling will stop. And then first, add the ground ginger and the hot pepper powder and stir continuously for 5 minutes. Add the 1 tablespoon of the all-purpose spices stated in item number 6 of the list of ingredients. Continue stirring, preferably with a wooden spoon, so the bottom does not burn, and keep stirring occasionally so that it cooks to reduce the water content to form a paste mixture. In 5 minutes, add the ground onions. Yet at this stage, I suggest monitoring and keeping stirring, as the onion is sticky and can form a gel to stick to the bottom of the pan unless you are using a non-stick cooking pot, but you still have to continue stirring for an even mixing of the ingredients. In 10 minutes after, add the concentrated tomato paste and keep stirring. After 7 minutes from the end of the 10 minutes, add the grind fresh tomatoes to the mixture and keep stirring to see the photos EGOKE and EFEKE for clues. Reduce the cooking heat and cover the pan, yet occasionally open the pan and stir so it does not burn at the bottom. This occasional stirring of the shito ensures the consistency and the uniformity of the shito mixture are achieved. After 7 minutes from the end of the 10 minutes, add the grind fresh tomatoes to the mixture and keep stirring to see the photos of EGOKE and EFEKE for clues. Reduce the cooking heat and cover the pan, but occasionally, take off the lid of the pan and stir so it does not burn at the bottom. This occasional stirring of the shito ensures the right consistency of paste and the uniformity of the shito mixture are achieved without burning the paste. When this happens, the base of the sauce can change the taste of the sauce. Cover the pan at this stage. Although it may collect some water, cover the pan as it ensures all flavors are retained, and then eventually the paste is achieved to carry on cooking the actual shito. Remember, what we have just done is a paste or a base for the actual shito. 3. The cooking and the occasional stirring of the sauce shall continue until a paste is formed, whereby all juices are not lost, but a paste has been formed to ensure a successful shito is cooked. See the photo marked EDEF0 for clues. This procedure extracts vapor. 4. The purpose of cooking the sauce at this stage while stirring occasionally is not just to avoid burning at the bottom of the pan and achieve the uniformity and consistency of the mixture for the shito, but also to extract some vapor to carry on cooking the shito. This procedure also cut down the cooking time of the shito. In cooking shito, you can spend several hours cooking depending on the quantity and how long you want the shito to last on the shelf. But generally, more cooking time is demanded. Often, shito makers cook shito in batches. For example, the procedure starts today and ends the next day or even in 3 days. Yet, following this procedure ensures you cook and use your shito the same day. Once the paste is formed, transfer the shito paste into a pan and scoop all the paste from the pan, ready to use for the actual shito sauce. Do not wash the pan to see the consistency or how the shito paste looks. See the photo marked EJOKE4 for clues. The consistency of the shito paste is not watery. It is a bit firm. The bottom can be allowed to burn deep golden brown, but not deep dark black, as the deep dark black burning of the paste would change the taste and the actual flavor of the shito. The word shito simply means the burning of cooking ingredients. To see the photo EJOKE4 for clues, see the color of the paste. 5. Now pour all of the 450 ml of oil into the same pan used to prepare the base or paste of the shito, and add the remaining 1 tablespoonful of the finely chopped onions and cook until very golden brown. To see the photo marked EWEKO. In the photo, EWEKO is showing you how to gently fry your onion under low heat so it does not burn. The same photo is showing the shito paste on the side of the pan. Ensure the onions fry well so that all the juices of the onions are extracted. Fry until the onions turn golden brown, not black, as these procedures prolong the lifespan of the shito on the shelves. Continue heating and then add the shito paste gradually. Sizzling should take place with all the vapors surrounding the pot. Open all windows. At this point, stirring must be consistent since this stage is almost the final stage of the shito. To see the photo marked ADANU for clues, cook on medium heat and continue stirring so it does not burn at the bottom. Do not cover the pan, as this would introduce more moisture into the shito, which we don't need at this stage of the cooking of this delicious shito. And then immediately add the 40 gram of the shrimp Maggi tablets and the table salt to the sauce. To see, the photo that is marked GOKA has clues. The salt is actually not necessary, but it serves as a preserving booster and also helps in the darkening of the shito, which is often the characteristic of a real traditional shito, much quicker during the cooking of the shito. These ingredients also serve as a flavor and taste booster and ensure a longer shelf life of the sauce. However, the Maggi tablets are optional. Stir occasionally so all ingredients mix well to see the photo marked EDUSA for clues. Continue cooking on medium heat for about 2 hours, preferably 1 hour 45 minutes. And then add the fish powder and stir to see the photo marked EWUSA. And then stir and cook for about 20 minutes and reduce the heat to cook the shito on low cooking heat to see the photo marked EVOD for clues. As you continue cooking, the shito will start to collect oil. Cook on low heat for about another 30 minutes. And then reduce the heat very low, while you stir occasionally once a while. Remember that the oil also preserves the shito. The oil ensures it does not form molds while on the shelf, and oil also prolongs the lifespan of the shito on the shelf. At this stage, continue cooking and tasting to ensure it tastes good, and you feel the flavors and all the delicious tastes and flavors being made. And then take it off the heat, and let the shito cool down completely. If you are not able to cool and store the shito in containers that same day, then cooking should continue a bit the next day, preferably for 15 minutes on very low heat and cool down. If you had put the shito into the bottles while it was still hot, Vapor would have formed in the bottles without you knowing. And that will reduce the lifespan and the taste and flavors of the shito. When this happens, eventually the shito will go moldy and go bad. 6. Preheat your oven for about 10 minutes and set the bottles in the hot oven for about 8 minutes, and then remove the bottles from the oven. You would notice some vapor in the bottles, yet that would dry by itself while the bottles are out of the hot oven. It is an adaptation to prevent further vapor during the storage of the shito in the bottles. Let the bottles cool completely and pour the shito into the bottles. Create a pad with a kitchen towel on your palms and continue hitting the bottom of the bottle containing the shito on the pad so it drives all trapped air or wind out that can cause the shito to go flat and reduce shelf life, taste, and flavor. As the shito sits in the container, it collects oil at the top automatically. Ensure there is always oil at the top of the shito. Leave the shito to sit in the open bottle. Cut aluminum foil to seal the top of the bottle. See the photo marked EB&A for clues, and cover the bottle tightly and store it. This procedure ensures you are storing this sauce for up to 3 to 7 months or more. Yahweh Christ Ministry Traditional Ghanaian Shito Copyright Yahweh Christ Ministry. Amen. Share and subscribe. Remember to join us soon, and we hope you enjoy making your sauce as well.